So the next question to ask yourself is, what is the formula for the area of a circle? The area of a circle. The next is, what is the formula for the circumference of a circle? And how many degrees are there in a circle? Let's take these one at a time. The formula for the area of a circle is pi r squared. And that's just, again, something you have to have memorized going in. You'd be surprised how many students think that they can wing this and just look it up when they need to on the formula sheet. I can guarantee you they get blown out of the water by anybody else who's memorized. As you can imagine. Let's move on. So next is circumference. Circumference is 2 pi r or pi d. I put 2 pi r first because you're likely to get radius before you get diameter. Finally, a circle has 360 degrees inside of it. It's just something you need to know moving forward. What types of angles form from two intersecting lines, and when two parallel lines are crossed by a transversal, what are the angles? Let's take these each in turn. First is, if you see two lines like this angle and this angle are the same, just as these angles here are the same. And then if you add any two of these angles, a straight line, or a straight line is always 180 degrees. If you add any two adjacent angles to make a straight line. Next up, we have some angles in here. These are all the same. These angles here are also all the same. And importantly, any x plus any y in this situation will always equal to be 180 degrees. Now, one thing which a lot of students forget, but I encourage you to remember here, is these two will always add up to 180 degrees, and these two will always add up to 180 degrees. That's just something you need to know. And for some reason, that's easy to forget. Let's move on. What is the special multiplication division rule for an inequality? Well, that's going to be to flip the sign anytime you multiply or divide by a negative number. Please notice the example here. If we divide by -2, the inequality flips. Or changes direction, I should say. Next up, what is the distance formula? This is another one of those formulas which is not, and I repeat, not on the formula sheet, so you just have to have this memorized or some way of working around it. I will talk about both. So the formula itself is this, big and scary, but students memorize this all the time. You can memorize this, just keep on rolling. It is the square root of x2 minus x1 all squared plus y2 minus y1 all squared. And that is just something you need to know. Next up, or let me say this, if you did not already know, this is the Pythagorean theorem in reverse. So what it's doing is it's getting the x values, which are from here to here, or thereabouts, and then it's getting the y values, which are from here to here, or thereabouts, and this is in the situation 3 and the situation 4, and it's just squaring this. That's what these squares mean. And then taking the square root of that. 4 squared is 16, 3 squared is 9, that would be 25. The square root of 25 is 5. The distance on that line, the distance of that line is 5. Alright, let's keep on moving. Midpoint formula. The midpoint formula is x2 plus x1, comma, divided by 2. y2 plus y1, all divided by 2. There's a comma here because you're going to end up with a coordinate point at the end of this. So if we took our points here of 4 and 2 and -2 and -2, as represented by this line here, the midpoint is right here, but we can get there mathematically by plugging these in. And that's that. Let me show you, actually, there's another way of approaching this which you might enjoy. And that is, if you take these 2 points, and I'll just use these points here, 4 and 2, and then you take these 2 points here, -2 and -2, the total distance from here to here is 6. Half of that is 3, and 4 minus 3 is 1, and -2 plus 3 is also 1. Most people can figure this out. Or the total distance between here and here is 4. 2 to -2 is distance of 4. Half of that is 2. This would be 0, and again that comes to our same data point. That said, midpoint is excellent because if you do this, and this, and this, and this, and this, it totally looks like Eric Cartman from South Park, who is awesome. Oh, I miss you, Eric. All right, here we go. Moving on. Special formula for the percent problems. The big question a lot of people have trouble with is something like this. 20 is what percent of, I don't have to pick a random number, of 321. A lot of people have trouble setting this up. So the plug and play formula I have for you is this. Is over of is equal to percent over 100. So I guess I have an example here on the back. But 20 is what percent of 60? So please notice of 160. Oh, there's your of. So it's going to go down here. 20 is, that's your is. That's going to go up here. We don't know percent, so we leave it blank. And then we use 100 right here. Now, once you have the setup, please just, we want this one, but just cross multiply and divide, right? Preferably on your calculator. I see a lot of people try and work this out algebraically, and although what they do is this: 20 times 100 is equal to 160x, and this is correct, but I see so many people from this line to this line make make mistakes, and it's way more than chance. So please cross multiply and divide, preferably on your calculator, and that answer comes out to be 12.5. Should you do it? All right, let's keep on rolling. How do you get the area of a square from its diagonal? Well, the area of a square from its diagonal. So obviously, if you have a diagonal, and let's say it's called 10, and you need the area of the square, you can work back and you could reverse Pythagorean this, and this comes out to be, should you do all that, 5 rad 2. And I'm just going to say it's a messy number to get to, even if you take a shortcut like with your 45, 45, 90s. That's counterintuitive to most people. So anyhow, I do have a special formula for you, and that is this: d squared all over 2. If I can get this pen to work. D squared all over 2. Now that's relevant here. So let's go back to our example. If this is 10, well, you know what 10 squared is? Most people know that. It's 100. 100 divided by 2 is 50, and you're done. Right. That is the advantage of having these pre-formatted formulas ready to go. All right, 200-day questions. I love this. So 200-day questions are awesome because they're really what makes this test crackable. A lot of these questions are logic questions, and I can just preview a lot of these logic questions for you. So let's see what example. I probably have an example in the back. Yeah, if today is Monday, I didn't want to pick a random day because I don't know what your situation is when you're viewing this. But if today is Monday, what day would it be 200 days from now? And people who've actually taken the test before and are now studying for it in earnest will typically tell me like, oh yes, I remember questions like this on the SAT. So anyhow, remainders. We need to answer this question. We need a remainder, and I'm just going to say remainders are surprisingly relevant on the SAT. The thing to know here. So if you're a second grade teacher or was anything like mine, she taught you remainders, and if your third grade teacher was anything like mine, she said never again, never do remainders again. And your third grade teacher, just so you know, is a liar. And your second grade teacher is awesome. So anyhow, but joking aside, we need to get the remainder, and there are a couple ways of doing this. If you had your calculator here, I could show you a few tricks in the calculator, but one way or another, we have to do this. So if you did this out longhand, you know, 7 times 2 is 14, and so on and so forth, you get 28, and then with a remainder of 4. And I'll see if I can talk to you about the calculator tricks as they are. So if you divide 200 by 7, you get 28 point, I don't know, what is it, 571, something along those lines. Well, the thing you want to do is then multiply 7 times 28, because 7 times 28 is 196, right? And notice 196 is just 4 days away, right? And let me try this in one more situation. Obviously, if it's Monday today, this would just be 7. In 7 days, in 7 days it'd be Monday again, and in 14 days it'd be another Monday, and in 21 days it'd be another Monday, and in 28 days it'd be another Monday, and so on and so forth. Right? Well, what if the question was much easier and just said like 36 days? Well, we know 7 goes into 35, and then we just add one more day. So our goal with this process, if you divide by 7 into 200 in your calculator, you get 28 and, messy decimal stuff, is that we know 7 times 28 is going to be some good number, which is close to what we need, which in this situation is 196. Well, if it's Monday and 196 days, then in 200 days, we would just add 4 to that. So we can count out Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And we get Friday. That's our answer. So you can do this. This is also easy once you get used to it, once you get acclimated to it. Probably out of time for this video, but thank you very much, and hope you continue on to the next video. Hello everyone, thank you for watching. If you like this video, there are some ways you can help support this project. Please like, subscribe, and or comment on this video. Please check out my other videos. I'm going to put a lot of good content out there for you. Next is you can get your question of the day at my website. It has a new question every day, and then the answer to yesterday's question all in one email delivered right to your inbox. Next, if you've seen some flashcards in these videos, they are available for sale on my website. I also have books on Amazon, 4 SAT books on Amazon, and finally, please feel free to contact me if you're interested in tutoring on at my website at www.underdogguide.com, and I'll obviously have these links below. Thank you so much for watching.